the last, did I hear you properly when you say there is no crime intelligence in this country?
There is, but it can do better.
No. Just to check if I properly captured that statement. Did you say there is no crime intelligence in this country which will be knowing who is committing these criminal activities, the hitmen, this and that?
Chair, many of the operations that we see happening, like your crash in transit, they are there. They give information, but there's still a lot that can improve or where we are not winning the fight at all. And that is where I believe that crime intelligence should actually, that is why there was a meeting where the minister at some point wanted to know who's behind the drugs, the drug lord, the drug cartels, who's behind the proliferation of firearms, who is killing people in these gang-infested areas, in all these areas. We need that kind of intelligence. Who are the kingpins behind the extortions?
So you, essentially, even if you may not repeat that statement, you are just saying that where you stand, you are unhappy with the progress that is being made.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I think I just wanted to understand that, but I see there are two honorable members who have, or three. It will be Honorable Skosana, Honorable James, Honorable Ngola, in that order.
Thank you, Chair, once again. I think the clarity is not yet clear from the General, because what I've noted as well is that the General said there's no crime intelligence in this country. Now, I just want to capture, because I don't want to, when we start tomorrow, then it's like we are misleading the witness on the day. So this clarity, it doesn't come up clean, General. I think when you said there's no crime intelligence, do you really mean that there's no crime intelligence in the country, or something else? Because what you said on record is that in this country there's no crime intelligence. I thank you, Chair.
Look, Chair, literally speaking, I don't say there is no crime intelligence. They don't exist. They exist, but there has been instances even where General Mkhwanazi himself is saying that in KZN, then there's no crime intelligence really that is giving satisfactory performance there, because you have a lot that is going on. There were instances where you find that there is cash in transit, sometimes 2, 3, 4 times in a day, even in the Eastern Cape. Yes, now we say we need crime intelligence that will, immediately after crime has been committed, that day, that week, we need to already know who's involved. This is the crime intelligence that we are looking for, that is proactive. Many a times that will know things before they happen sometimes, because they've got informers on the ground, they will know what is going on. I don't necessarily mean that there is no crime intelligence. And if this is what it meant or how it was understood, Chair, let me withdraw it now at this point in time.
What are you withdrawing, General?
The statement that says there's no crime intelligence, because I wasn't meaning, literally speaking, that there's no crime intelligence.
But the one that you said that you are not happy with the progress that crime intelligence is making, you stand by it?
I stand by it.
Okay, thank you so much. Honorable James.
Thank you so much, Chair. When General Sibiya spoke, he didn't mince his words. He was clear. He even qualified his statement. He qualified his statement. When General Mkhwanazi spoke, when General Masemola spoke, they all said the same thing. When we questioned General Masemola and the crime detection, which spoke to crime intelligence in this country, he said there's actually no, it doesn't exist. He did say that. All three of them said exactly the same thing. Yes, there's a unit called crime intelligence, but how effective is that unit? So he has withdrawn his statement now. So I'm not sure if this is even worth going into, but all three generals came here and they qualified and they spoke about exactly the same thing you're speaking about. And when General, when we have operations, that's the one thing we lack, is intelligence. So let's be truthful here. Thank you.
So, Honorable James, you want him to restate?
I don't know what to say because he withdrew.
He says, where I stand, I'm not happy with the progress that crime intelligence is.
I don't know what to say, Chair, because he said there's no crime intelligence. But he qualified it by making examples, which I agree to. And I also reflected on the statements made by General Mkwanazi as well as Masemola. But then he went and he withdrew it. So my input was based on what he said.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Honorable Solis, is your hand up?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can I check who else want to speak so that we take the honorable members and we hand over to the senior counsel? So if your hand is up, Honorable Sol,
No,
it will be Honorable Ngola and then yourself. So those are the last hands of members that I'm taking. And it's now 21:52. So at some point around 10 o'clock, we should be starting to prepare ourselves for the fifth round.
No, thanks, Chair. Let's take it as withdrawn the statement. It's fine. The second thing, Chair, which I think emanates from your first question. We are running an inquisitorial process here. And we are due to make an analysis of whether or not there's a necessity for us to do a second batch of witnesses. And at the center of the terms of reference of that committee is interference in the police service. Now, I don't think we should take the evidence of they and them as it is. General Sibiya must tell us who went to Forte by name, who went to Forte to solicit money or bribes or however you term it. From who is this accused number one? We may not be familiar about the details of the case. How much was solicited? I think we need that detail to be registered and recorded. Thanks.
Do you want him to say it now or can he submit to?
He can submit, Chair.
Okay.
He can submit, it's fine.
Either way, General Sibiya, if you feel you may want to write that list, you said about 6 to 10. So the understanding is that 6 is the minimum number of names we can get. So if at some point during the proceedings, you feel like you may want to list the names, you can just say, Chair, I think I want to give you the names. Or if you want to submit a list, you will indicate and say, no, we will send you that list. Whatever way is comfortable, I mean, gives you comfort. I think we were fine. Honorable Sols.
No, Chair, I just wanted to say that not all of us understood the general to say that there's no crime intelligence. My interpretation of what the general was saying was that it can do better. Because how the question came about, SC asked the general, does he think it's a good idea for General Khumalo to be the head of PKTT and crime intelligence? He then responded and said, no, it's not a good idea. Why? Because his focus is split. And as a result of the split focus, crime intelligence as a division is suffering. That's how I understood it. So I just wanted to state for the record, not all of us interpreted it in that gesture.
So is that what you said, General Sibiya, that we are not convinced that it's ideal for General Khumalo to be head of crime intelligence?
It's very wrong to have him, to have his feet both in the investigation and in intelligence. He cannot be. If you are it's the first time also it happens like that. All the previous intelligence heads have never been running investigations and also running intelligence. You conduct investigation and you're not only focusing on political killing. You choose cases that you want to focus on. You want to go to Forte, you go take, Forte is not a PKTT. There are other then they bring in traditional leaders cases, but in other areas in the country, they don't go. I just read about the one in Mpumalanga. Many cases of political killing testing, they are not involved. I can still mention the one of IFP who was killed 2-3 months ago. The IFP council, it was, I think, member of parliament was killed, but.
Yeah, I think what the member wants to understand, when you say it's not ideal, and now you emphasize it that it's very wrong. Are you saying it in terms of his abilities or in terms of division of labor? Because at some point you said, I think you made a statement like he was somebody's driver.
No.
And that he knows nothing about investigation. So if we can just understand that proper when you say it's very wrong to have him as head of intelligence. Is it wrong because of his abilities? Is there a mismatch? Or is it wrong because the focus must be on one field and it's like there is a combination?
First, let's get it right, Chair. When I talk about the driver, there is a Lieutenant Colonel Khumalo.
Oh, okay.
And there is Major General Khumalo who's in Gauteng. And there is Divisional Commissioner Khumalo, who's the Divisional Commissioner of Crime Intelligence. So I say, if you are the head of intelligence, that's the position that you must take serious. You're carrying the country's intelligence. Your line of approach, your line of work and operations is to focus on intelligence work and support the country on intelligence work. But let the investigators investigate. Let us intelligence people gather, collect, and collate and supply. That is the difference. Chair, I do have information in relation to the corruption at the University of Port Harcourt, but I'm not so sure whether this is something that I can just hint without reading the names, unless I'm forced to by the council, by this house. I will do that, but I do have.
Look, I can check with you. Is there anything that prevents you from listing the names?
You see, council,
or is it possible for you to submit the list?
I think it's best to submit it. It's better when we submit it rather than really trying to create drama like some are doing. I don't think it's necessary to be mentioning people's name like this.
Okay. Honorable Skosana.
Yeah, I think, as he said, General said that there's between 6 and almost 10 members. And on the submission here, we have 4. There's names, there's 4 here on page 176 and 177. The names are already there. I'm not going to say much. I think tomorrow we will get to it. But explosive, I must say. Thank you.
No. You know, honorable members, you remember in one of our proceedings, we said that when we speak, we must not inject fear in each other. No, Honorable Skosana, you know, when you say no tomorrow, but explosive. I don't think that that is the right way to use. Yeah. Okay, Honorable Ngola.
No, Chair, I was going to do a follow-up on the proposal I made. I think in the index core bundle, there is the names, as Honorable Skosana is saying, in page 177. Therefore, of course, with some Sergeant Mukwena who received a polo neck and a coat. Thank you, Chair.
But why do you have to do that, Honorable Ngola?
Nothing. Sure, I would do honestly.